Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2018 Chevy Cruze, and we're going to do the front grille chrome delete installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the front grille, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material in order to black out the entire front section of the vehicle. Link for the product will be provided below, but with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So before we start with the installation for the front panel, we need to make sure we prep the entire grille. So all we need is water and baby shampoo mixed together in a spray bottle. Once we have our solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and start removing any contaminants that both panels may have. And then once you're done prepping the panel, make sure that everything's completely dry. That way the adhesive on the film is able to tack down to the grille. So when it comes to doing the installation, we're going to start by placing the film that covers this section of the panel. So when you look at the vehicle, you are going to notice that there is a middle section here. So there's going to be a small body line that separates this section from that side. So when you place the film, align it as close to the body line as possible. And then once you align it, you could use either the top or the bottom half as a guide in order to align the rest of the film. But remember, wherever you align it, you may have just a little bit of excess material on the other end. So just keep that in mind. So make sure you align it, tack it down, follow through with the panel until you reach to the top edge here. So once you place the film, grab your squeegee and start tacking down the film. Make sure to remove any air that's underneath this flat area, and then once we remove any air, then we'll help it tack down underneath to cover the lower section. For the section where the curve is located, you may need to apply just a little bit of heat to help it wrap around here. So if you just apply it like this, it may still lift. So just to help the adhesive activate faster and also just helping the film tack down to the curve, apply a little bit of heat, help it sit, tack it down to secure it, and then just apply heat on the lower section. That way everything stays tacked down. So grab your heat gun and apply heat right on the curve. And also you might need to apply a little bit of heat on this curve too, just to help the film sit. And then once we finish applying heat throughout the entire panel, we could trim off any excess material that we may have. Just look around and see where you have excess material, and wherever you have it, just trim it off. For example, here around the edges, there's a little bit of excess material, just trim it off. And then once we're done with this piece, we can move on with the top layer. So for the top piece, it's the same process when it comes to the installation as how we did it with the bottom. All we have to do is just align it right where the body line is located and just bring the film underneath. Make sure you're covering the chrome on the lower section here. And just align it, tack it down around the curve. And make sure you give yourself enough material also to wrap to the top section and cover the chrome here. So double check and make sure you're not causing any fingers on the lower section. If you need to lift the film to readjust it, you can. That way we avoid creasing the film as we're doing the installation. Right here you're going to have enough material since we're double checking. So once everything's tacked down on the bottom, grab your squeegee, tack it down. And then start from the curve to bring the film up and work your way to each side. So apply heat since it is a curve just to help bring the film up, tack it down, and apply heat throughout the rest of the panel. That way we secure it to the panel. Okay, now that we're done tightening it down, all we need to do is just trim off any excess material. So just create an outline of where you have excess material. So around here we have just a little bit of excess. Lift the film create the outline. That way we only cut what we don't need. So that's perfect there. And there is a small gap here. So just insert your blade where the small gap is located and just carefully trim off the excess material. Okay, and that's pretty much it. And then once you finish trimming off, we would apply heat to help the adhesive on the film tack down faster. And then the same steps that were done here, you would do them to the other end. And then we can move on to the top piece. So now we're moving on to the top section of the panel. So with this one, same concept, align it right where the body line is located. So right there, and just use the top half as a guide in order to align the rest of the film. Once you place the film, grab your squeegee and just start tacking down the entire panel. Make sure to remove all the air. And then once you finish tacking on the top area, focus where the body line is located, removing the air that you might encounter here on this section. And then once it's been tacked down, bring the film down to cover it. And then we'll apply heat to make sure that the adhesive activates faster. And then we'll move on with the next piece. So when it comes to installing this piece, all we need to do is just place it and make sure when we're aligning it here, everything's being covered. So wherever you left off, align it, make sure the chrome's being covered, and then just tack it down. It should cover up to the top, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure you remove all the air, use your squeegee, start tacking down everything. You can squeegee at an angle, that way we don't accidentally crease the film, and just help it tack down. If you're having just a little bit of trouble tacking it down here, you can also apply heat to make it easier to squeegee and also remove any fingers. We just need to make sure everything's being covered. Lift the film, that way it does more coverage on the inside. And then trim off excess material. And then the last thing to do, once you finish installing this one, is to post heat the entire panel. But make sure the same steps that you do here, you do it to the other end, and then we can post heat. So the last thing to do once you finish with the entire installation is to grab your heat gun and post heat the entire panel. Make sure you apply heat evenly throughout the entire film. That way will help the adhesive activate faster. Take your time when you're doing this step. And then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the front grille chrome delete installation for the 2018 Chevy Cruze. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.